Good morning, guys. Today is the 12th of November 2017. I'm going to be going over this week's trade ideas. Number one on the list is QD chart. Had a really nice push on Friday. Lots of volume came into it during the midday and also into the close. We need this chart really to get over this trend line here to the upside, and that'll cause a nice little push. So set an alert for this trend line here, and it's a pretty simple play. If it breaks over that 27.91 range, you definitely have an upside play on QD, and this is an aggressive chart. So if it pushes through to 27.91 and you get yourself an entry, look where the second pivot point is, which is about $28.15. And if you get that second pivot point to break, this entire formation now comes into play. And so if you're long over 27.91 and add over 28.15, it could have a nice play in it up into the mid 30s. And we don't know if this is the bottom on the chart setup just yet, but that it's definitely in play coming into this week as long as it breaks over the areas of interest. Here's another recent IPO, HAIR. Strong candle movement on Friday. Decent buyers came into the close on it. There was a nice buyer at about 3 o'clock. And then the other buyer came into it right into the close. So I expect a chart like this. It's thin, it's low float, and it's recent IPO. So let's see if this could possibly be the bottom in range on here for a possible trade here. For something that's low float like this, I don't usually try to aggressively take it to the upside, because the way that the chart's spready, it can quickly pull back on you. So just play it the safest way that you could, which would be wait for a pullback on it, and somewhere into that $6.30 range is where I would see the pullback area be in. But being that the chart is already reversed on the daily, now this is why you're looking at it for the play. All you have to do is find yourself an entry. NRG continues to flag to the upside as we remain strong on basic energy charts. I think this one also has a good potential to continue pushing to the upside. Issue is that I don't want to play it to the upside until it breaks over that pivot point, and then I'll play it for a bigger move. For right now, even though there's a nice bullish engulfing on the flag there, I want to see if we can get some pullback on it to trade it. So I think if NRG comes up here and pulls back and fills some of that play from Friday, so I'm looking for a little retrace on this one, somewhere closer to about $27.90 or so. So a nice little pullback on this one, and then I'll be interested in playing NRG on the long side. Now these are day trade setups here for NRG, so 27.90 for the pullback. But if you're just looking at the basic bull flag on this, you can see that there's a decent potential for a nice breakout move. So if you are looking to swing a chart like this, you want to make sure that you break over the highs. And I think this chart can settle definitely inside of the low 30 area on NRG. Roku ROKU chart obviously had two explosive moves off of the earnings. I think one more day of strength on this one, or at least attempt for strength, and we'll see what happens. I'm gonna be short biased on this one coming into the early part of the trade, and so if I can get a pop on Roku somewhere closer to about $35, I'm actually interested in taking a short position. Reason is that we had the nice aggressive move, we had the continuation push, and now there's obviously some profit takers that are sitting up at the top here. So in order to kind of capture some of those profit takers and formulate a trade off of it, I'm going to try to see if we can risk off of Friday session high and trade it on the short side. So what I'm looking for in Roku is for an initial pop up to 35, risk up to Friday's highs, and then try to take it on the short side. If the chart wants to break over Friday session high, I have no issue flipping that position and taking it to the upside. TTD is the next one on the list. We had 1, 2, 3 solid days to the downside. Charts coming right into contact with the 200 SMA. Now that's an area that we should be looking at it. I'm interested in playing TTD on the long side for some of this bounce trade. And so what I want to see is I would ideally like to see the chart actually stab into the 200 SMA, but that probably may not happen. So the chart closed at basically, let's call it 51. I think if we pull back to 50 and using Friday's lows for that support area. I think I might just want to be long on TTD after the three black crow candlestick pattern off of the three down days that it had. So I'm looking long on TTD coming into this week. MAT, we obviously had some after hour news with Mattel, and I think that yeah, for people that may not have even seen this, I think they're going to be quick to take some profits on it. I'd expect a little bit more pop on it. The chart closed after hours at about 18.25, and I think if we pop up to $19 on Mattel, it might be a nice short take it, short for profit takers. For people that may not have even seen the news on Friday, for people that may not have even seen the chart being up on Friday, but then also look at where the chart's at. The chart's coming off of a 52-week low there, or an all-time low, wherever it sits. And so people that usually get this sort of move to the upside, 5 points after hours, they're quick to take money. So on Mattel, my bias is leading to the short side based on some profit taken, and we'll see how that comes into play tomorrow. Xnet, explosive move from Friday, and Friday this was traded beautifully on Friday. We played the flag breakout over 1050, and we played it up into new 52-week highs. 1245 was the number to break out. New 52-week high, new all-time highs. So we played it beautifully on Friday. Now for this chart, do I think that it has continuation? I think that it definitely could have some continuation on this chart on Xnet. The issue is that, well, the chart closed up 370 on the day. So I'd like to see some profit taken on this one. So right into the open, I'm going to be looking for some aggressive profit taken. Wait for the chart to curl. My targeted area for any sort of long is coming down to about $11, which is far from where it's at. But I'd rather wait for either a high break to long it or a decent pullback area, which for me comes in at about $11 for a long play. OVID is the next one that I'm looking at. It's a thin chart, but the flag is set up here where the chart can push to the upside. It's a very thin chart, so don't get yourself too excited about forcing this one, but I need to bring it up because of the way that the daily chart is flagging. So strong move on Friday, 2 points to the upside, very thin, and it couldn't have a decent upside play. So if the chart pulls back to about $8.25 on OVID, I think you can have yourself a position here for the long side. Last one on the list is GTXI. Chart breaking the flag to the upside. I brought this chart up in the fives, almost the $6 range for a swing trade, and there it is circled at the bottom left hand of your screen. Chart flagged and broke over to the upside. Now that we broke over the pivot point on GTXI, I think the chart would respectfully need to come back and retest that pivot point. So this is the pivot point breakout, somewhere closer to about $9.70, where I would feel like the chart might want to come back and retest. So on GTXI, I'm not interested in forcing a long trade here unless it breaks over the highs with volume. But what I rather would do is wait for the pullback on it, try to catch the curl. You know that the chart's already breaking to the upside with increased volume. You know that the moving averages are catching up with the trade. And so for that sake, you know that the direction of the chart is usually to the upside at this point. So what you need to do is just capture a pullback on the chart and then take it on the long side. So those are the 10 for this week that we're interested in, and for those of you guys that are interested in trading with me at Iceman Trading Academy, please feel free to check out the website icemantradingacademy.com. There you'll find links to everything that we do, and also sign up page if you are interested in trading with us. And please leave any comments that you feel necessary on the video, and then we can always try to increase it, make it better. And if you have any questions, I'm always available to help anyone at any time. Have a great trading week this week, guys. Take care.